We might as well cover that now. So, just on the eligibility side of it, is anyone? You've got a few people here that are using Disability Services Queensland that are getting supports from. Okay, so if you're getting supports from them already, then you're not on the register of need. You're not on the waiting list. Is anyone here that's been assessed with Disability Services but they haven't got any money? So you're on the register.
On the waiting list, yeah.
Okay. What you want to do is you want to make sure if you are on the register of needs, or even if you are receiving supports and disability services, just ensure they've got your contact details right. Double check with them. Make sure you're still on the register of need, waitlist. Just check to make sure you are. They will send a lot of information out about the NDIS when it starts. So that's why I say make sure your address is up to date. They are also going to send out if you are receiving supports, they'll send a breakdown of all the things that you get. A lot of people with disabilities have been trying to find out how much they've had allocated to them for quite some time, but you can't. You use a service or you use a program or you use an OT, but no one tells you how much allocation you have. You don't really know. You just go, well, you've got this OT at this time and it's miles away and it's very inconvenient. But they don't tell you how much. There's no sort of bottom line. They'll do that. When the NDIS starts, they're going to send out sheet of paper with all the minimum data set numbers, all the supports that you currently get. Don't lose it. Make sure you photocopy it, keep it, and take that to your planning interview, because it'll help you to be able to get your supports in place that you're already receiving. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why your address details need to be up to date, because that'll get sent out to your current address registered with Disability Services. So the other thing is, if you've got high needs and you've never bothered to get an assessment because you know they haven't got any money at the moment, you might want to get one done if you are struggling. Okay, financially, if you're finding it difficult, it's probably worth getting an assessment done. We're not sure how our rollout will look, which I'll talk about in a second. We're not sure how they're going to do the rollout, but we've seen in the trial sites in Victoria that they're allowing people. The first thing they're going to do is the ones on the register of needs, the ones that are on the wait list, the people who are receiving no supports, will be the first ones to see a planner. Okay? And they've also said if you've got really high needs that aren't being met and you're outside of that area that starts, they'll allow them to come to the scheme as well. We might see something like that here. We're not sure. So I'm saying, if you know people who are really struggling really badly at the moment and not getting supports and they haven't bothered to get an assessment, then it'll be worth doing it. And I don't say that lightly, because an assessment with Disability Services is just not much fun.
They've come out to my place twice, and I've got nothing.
Yeah. Well, you're on the register of needs, so you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm on the list, but that's the thing.
Because once you're on the register of needs, you're actually a client. They regard you as a client of Disability Services, even though they're not giving you any support at all.
But a lot of these people, they weren't that bad a few years back, and they need the services there, and now...
Worse.
And I'm just forking it out because, I've got overdrafts everywhere, but it's not, I can't wait, you can't wait. Yeah.
The other thing that Disability Services have said is if your needs have changed, which they will with Fredericks and Taxi, and same with MS, if your needs have changed, go back and see them and get a reassessment, because you may be more, your eligibilities are higher because you've deteriorated, you need more support. So your needs have become higher, there's a chance you may get something. They've got some funding there they can use through like the community care type program, so you may be able to get something. It's worth seeing them again. Okay, but I know it's a pain, but that's the current system, unfortunately. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure everyone's aware of that about Disability Services. When you get an assessment with DSQ for Disability Services Queensland, that is a separate assessment to the NDIS. Okay, they are totally different assessments. So when the NDIS starts, you'll still have to go through that process. Okay, there'll be a lot of information that will come across already existing, but you'll still have to have an assessment with the NDIA, the National Disability Insurance Agency, when it starts.
We have a son in WA, so will it be the same in Queensland and WA, or variations?
Different, I'd say. I mean, they'll have a different rollout, but the NDIS will be the same scheme, federal based, but the way it rolls out in WA could look quite different to how it rolls out in Queensland. They are currently trialling the NDIS My Way. It's their own state-funded scheme. Yeah. It's also an NDIS trial site as well, so there's two separate trials happening in WA. Yeah. I won't use it too much. generally the people in WA are really happy with the NDIS, not so happy with my way, with the WA scheme. The WA scheme was funded through the mining sector.
Okay.
That's really starting to take a dive. So I think they're starting to lean back more towards government, federal funding. Okay, so we'll see what happens. WA's always been a bit of the Wild West's always been a bit funny. So they tend to go their own, follow their own path. We'll see how they go. The Queensland rollout, we're looking at a 3-year rollout because it's such a big state. It's remote. It's a big job. So we've got a 3 years starting 1st July 2016, and it should be completely finished by the 1st July 2019. That's the rollout plan.